Commission meeting to order.
The board is now open for roll call. Commissioner Scott has requested an excuse.
Hold on. Have a little echo going on. Hold on, please. But you all can still vote. Now vote. All right.
You have a quorum present.
Commissioner Kniezek? Okay, gotcha. Okay, thank you so much. Next item, please.
Pledge of allegiance to the flag of the United States of
Everyone,
America.
please stand for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God.
Next item, please.
Invocation.
Today, we will have our invocation by Commissioner Terry Marecki. Please come forward, Commissioner Marecki.
Good morning, everyone. Let us pray. Heavenly Father, we come to you today asking for your guidance, wisdom, and support as we begin this meeting. Help us engage in meaningful discussion, allow us to grow closer as a group, and nurture the bonds of community. Lord, you have put all of us in positions of authority. Please guide us as we serve the citizens of this great county. We are privileged to be able to do this. Always keep us humble and grateful for these opportunities. Please continue to bless all the commissioners, their families, and our wonderful staff. Amen.
Amen. Thank you, Commissioner. Next item, please.
Reading, correcting, and approval of the journal.
Vice Chair Pro Tem Baydun.
Move for approval.
It's moved and supported. Any corrections to the journal? Hearing none, please vote.
Motion carries.
Thank you. Next item, please.
Report from the chair.
Nothing today. Next item.
We're moving to page 2 of the agenda, unfinished business. There are 2 items listed. Item number 1 is an ordinance to amend chapter 177 of the Wayne County Code of Ordinances, known as the Women's Commission's Ordinance, to clarify member appointment process and the membership term.
Okay, we had our first reading on May 4th. Today, we will have our second reading and the public hearings. There motion to open the public hearing for this ordinance.
Second.
Moved and supported to open public hearing. Public hearing is now open. Again, this is to make a few changes to the Wayne County Women's Commission ordinance as far as the terms and when the annual report is due. Are there any public comments on Zoom? In the audience? Emails? Is there a motion to close public hearing? Moved and supported to close public hearing. Any discussion on this from commissioners before we take a motion to vote? Is there a motion to move the ordinance? And again, this is some clarifying language for the women's ordinance. And there's an amendment that wasn't printed. However, the amendment states that the annual report for from the Women's Commission to this body will be done in March, not June, as stated. Oh, okay, thank you. I'm so excited to have my Cass Tech basketball team here that I am going out of order in our meeting. So let me retract. We had a motion to open the public hearing. It was moved and supported. However, there was no vote. So I'm going to backtrack. Motion to open the public hearing, moved by Commissioner Kinlock, seconded by Commissioner Daub. All in favor to open the public hearing, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Public hearing is now open. Is there anyone in the public who would like to address the amendments to the Wayne County Women's Commission ordinance? Anyone on Zoom? Anyone on the telephone? Anyone in the audience to address the amendments to the Wayne County Commission ordinance, Wayne County Women's Commission ordinance? Hearing none, is there a motion to close the public hearing?
So moved.
Been moved and supported to close the public hearing. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Next item, to move the Women's Commission ordinance amendments. Is there a motion? Moved by Commissioner Hayes, supported by Commissioner Baidoon, and this is a motion to move for approval the ordinance with the amendments. Madam Counsel.
Through the chair to this honorable body, this motion should be as amended. Since the last full board meeting, I did make one minor change, changing the date of the annual report to March 1st. So that is a change that has been made since the last meeting. So we want this to be as amended.
As amended, Commissioner Hayes, as amended, Commissioner Baidoon.
Yes.
Any discussion on the amended version of the Wayne County Women's Commission ordinance? Commissioners, any discussion? Hearing none, please vote.
Motion carries.
Thank you so much. Next item, Madam Clerk.
We're on item number 2, recommending approval of the appointment of Gerald Gay of Detroit as recommended by the Third Circuit Court Chief Judge Patricia Frazard to the Wayne County Jury Board of Commissioners.
Okay, is there someone here from Third Court Judge? This is Lynn Roberts. Hello, Lynn. Present your candidate here for the Jury Board of Commissioners.
Hi, good morning. Lynn Roberts, Chief Financial Officer for the Third Circuit Court. I'm also here with Yvette Blackman, who is the Director of Jury Services, and the recommendation is for Mr. Gerald Gay to be appointed to the Third Circuit Court Jury Commission, the Wayne County Jury Commission.
Very good. Before we take a motion, are there any questions of Mr. Gay? Any questions of Mr. Gay? Commissioner Basham.
Yes, this, it happened to me personally. It had to do with the jury duty. When I was serving in the Michigan legislature, I was, penny on the table, Al. I was actually in Lansing voting and doing my job as a legislator. I got a jury duty request. I called the lady down there at the time, and she wouldn't accept the fact that I was the Michigan legislature. And she wouldn't required that I come down and serve jury duty. And I said, I can't, and I'm required by law. The state police can come and get you if you're not there voting in the legislature. I had to get a letter from the state court administrator to send to that lady that was determining whether we serve in jury duty or not. I hope that's been fixed after all these years. So if there, and I didn't see it anywhere, and I was looking at what requirements you have as when you're selected for jury duty, it don't say that you're exempted in the state legislature, and it should, regardless of party. So I would hope that whoever's on the selection of the jury duty would take that to heart and make sure that you're exempted if you serve in the Michigan legislature. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner. Any other discussion? Is there a motion for item number 2? Moved by Commissioner Clark Coleman, supported by Vice Chair Baidoon. Any discussion on the nomination for Gerald Gay to the Wayne County Jury Board of Commissioners? Hearing none, please vote. Mr. Gay, while everyone is voting, would you like to address the commission?
Very forward to this opportunity. I have the experience and I have the right attitude. And although I am retired, I'm not really retired. I want to get back into the workforce. And I think I could be could add to the jury commission department.
Thank you so much, sir, and congratulations. The vote was unanimous. Thank you all so much for calling today. Thank you. Thank you for your willingness to serve. Next item, Madam Clerk.
We're moving to offering of all petitions, ordinances, resolutions, and presentations.
Can we go to item number 2 first?
Absolutely, and there are 3 in total. We have 1 on the agenda as well.
Okay.
Item number 2 is a resolution by Commissioner Clemente recognizing May 2023 as National Bike Month.
Mr. Clemente?
Thank you, Madam Chair. It was brought to my attention by some bike owners and shops in my district about this resolution. And being a bicyclist myself, I think it's a really good thing for Wayne County for people to get out and bike. We need to be aware of safety, making sure that if you see someone in a bike lane, that you stay about 3 feet away from them. Also, bicyclists should wear their helmets. And I just wanted to also make mention of our Wayne County parks are really good places to go and ride your bike. And in September, there is a Bike Through the Light in Merriman Hollow. There's also Elizabeth Park. So I just think this is very beneficial for Wayne County residents, and I would like to move this resolution.
Thank you, Commissioner. It's been moved by Commissioner Clemente, supported by Commissioner Dobb. Commissioner Basham, discussion?
Does that include Harley Davidsons?
I
No
knew you
comment
were going to say
requested.
that. No, this is bicycles.
Bicycles. Thank you, Commissioner. Any further discussion on the resolution? Hearing none, please vote.
Carries.
Thank you. Let's go to item number 3 on the agenda.
Item number 3 is a resolution by Commissioner Killeen declaring June 2nd, 2023 as National Gun Violence Awareness Day in Wayne County and calling on residents to become better educated and aware of the consequences gun violence takes on everyday lives and supporting meaningful efforts to halt its spread.
Commissioner Killeen?
Thank you, Madam Chair. And I offer this resolution today for National Gun Violence Awareness Day, which is the first Friday in June. So this is the last time we will meet before that. This day, the National Gun Violence Awareness Day and Wear Orange campaign was launched in 2015 in commemoration of the death of Idea Pendleton, a Chicago high school student. And these resolutions are going through local communities all over the country. We have more than 100,000 Americans die of gun violence every year in this country. And it's in the news all the time. There were just, I believe, 3 young people cut down in Washington, D.C. yesterday. I think it was around their school. So I think we have to raise our voice all the time to remind people just how prevalent in all communities across this country gun violence is. And the Wear Orange part of this is to encourage people to wear the colors that hunters wear to show that they are not targets, and using that as a way to call for an end to gun violence. So with that, I will move this resolution, Madam Chair.
Been moved and supported. Commissioner Baker McCormick?
Thank you, Madam Chair. I wanted to see if you would open it up for co-sponsor.
Absolutely, yeah.
As well as the bike. I don't know if we can go back to
Yeah, I was
that
actually,
motion, because
I was actually made aware of this about 5 or 6 days ago from a constituent who's been going to local city councils to pass this. And so I only found out about 3, 4 days ago. Got it written, got it in, got it on the agenda, but certainly we will open it to
know how
co-sponsors.
passionate I am about
I
gun
do know
violence,
that.
so,
Yep.
okay.
And
Thank
you're
you.
not the only one on this commission.
Yes.
Yep.
Thank you. Vice Chair Pro Tem Baydun.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Thank you, Commissioner Killeen, for bringing this resolution forward about gun violence. I believe we should be reminded every day about the danger of gun violence and the impact on our society. Hundreds of people are getting killed every year due to gun violence. You know, I was reading something yesterday, as a matter of fact. It hit me that some European countries have issued travel advisory to the United
Two
States
of them have.
due to gun violence. And really, you have to pause and think about some of these countries. They're advising their citizens not to travel to certain cities in the United States because of gun violence. This is the greatest country on the face of the planet. We have people telling, you know, countries telling their citizens not to come to America in a way. I mean, that's sad. Thank you, Commissioner Killeen. I fully support this.
Thank you, Commissioner. Commissioner Anderson?
Thank you. To Commissioner Killeen, I just wondered if you would give us just a little brief overview on requirements for the public, the gun owners, responsible gun owners, hopefully, and others that this resolution touches on, and for the benefit of listeners at home.
I'm sorry, Commissioner, I don't quite get what your question is. This is a resolution to raise awareness about the gun violence all across our country every day.
Is it recommending other additional laws? Is that what it's advocating for also?
No,
Thank you.
this is awareness.
I'll be in support.
Thank you. And I wanted to do this resolution while the young people were still here, because I want them to know that this is a very important issue to this body, especially declaring June 2nd. And that's before you get out of school. You may even want to go back to your school, and it's an awareness campaign. So it's an education and awareness campaign and the consequences of gun violence. So as you speak to your peers and people in your neighborhoods, just, you know, let them know that there are consequences to the gun violence that is unfortunately plaguing our country. So again, this is an awareness and education campaign on gun violence. On June 2nd is the day that the persons who established this are asking people to wear orange to recognize and make aware of this unfortunate thing that happens here in our country far too often. So we have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, please vote.
Motion carries.
I would like to now open the board for co-sponsors. Let us know when the board is open for co-sponsors.
Co-sponsors. Co-sponsors duly noted.
And at the end of the meeting, under reconsiderations, we'll do co-sponsors for the bike resolution. Okay, Madam Clerk, next item, please.
We are returning to the agenda, page 2. Item number 1 is a presentation by Chair Bell and Commissioner Kenlock honoring the Cass Technical High School boys basketball team and coaching staff for their Division I state championship, the first in the sport in their school's history.
Woo-hoo! Well, let's give our young people a round of applause.
Mr. Kinlock. Mr. Kinlock.
Commissioner Kenlock and Deputy County Executive Assad Turfy, if both of you could come up to the podium, please. For those of you who do not know, and of course, every one of my colleagues know, I am a proud Cass Tech graduate. Let's see if all the Cass Tech graduates in the house. Woohoo! All right, we're everywhere. That's right. So we are so very proud of the young people for this honor. This boys basketball team, first time in history. I thought it was after 40 years. It was the first time ever. First time ever having this honor bestowed upon our great high school. You young people are not only excellent on the court, I know you're also excellent in your classrooms and in your academics. And because of that, we are so humbled that you are here with us today, and we are so proud of you. And I'm so grateful that Commissioner Kinlock, which Cass is in his district, so, I had to let him do this. But he's here to present the coaching staff and the team with an award. So at this time, I will turn it over to Commissioner Kinlock and Deputy County Executive Asad Turkey.
Good morning. Thank you, Madam Chair. It is an extreme honor that we are here today to celebrate and recognize the Cass basketball team, coaching staff, school leadership, and Cass Tech family. For the first time in school history, Cass Tech is a state champion in basketball as the Technicians won the Division I title with a 78-63 win over Muskegon on Saturday, March 25th, at Michigan State University Breslin Center. It is always an honor and always a great opportunity to recognize young talent and to encourage them to keep up the great work. And therefore, we are presenting them with a certificate of recognition from the Wayne County Commission, and it reads, whereas we, the Wayne County Commission, extend our heartfelt congratulations to you on this momentous occasion. Your exceptional leadership, determination, and perseverance have led the Cass Technical High School Student Athletic Program's 2023 boys basketball team to become Division I state champions. This historic achievement sets an incredible precedent for future generations of technicians. Your team's victory demonstrates the power of resilience and teamwork, and your dedication to these students, athletes, will leave a lasting impact. We commend your commitment to the school, team, and community, and recognize your outstanding contributions to the coaching staff. We wish you continued success and prosperity as a technician. And we presenting each of the coaching staff, as well as the school leadership, as well as the team's leadership and team members with a certificate stating this same. And I'd like to present this to the coaching staff. Yeah, come upstairs. Yes, please. All of you. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, no. All these tall people. Come on. Stay here.
So I've worked in the city of Detroit pretty much my entire adult life. I've learned many things, but one of those things that I've learned is either you went to Cass Tech or wished you went to Cass Tech.
That's right, that's right, that's right, that's right.
And today is a great example of that. So congratulations to Coach Hall, all the assistant coaches, all the students, and you're definitely making the entire county proud, the entire state of Michigan. So I want to give you guys this proclamation on behalf of the 1.7 million people, on behalf of our county executive, Warren C. Evans. This is going to go in the official record for life. So congratulations and keep up the good work.
Talk about football.
we just want to say thank you for having us and acknowledging our efforts. You know, we take a lot of pride in carrying the banner for the city, the county, and the community, and it's amazing what kids can do with a little bit of motivation. We appreciate your support. Thank you.
And at this time, I would like to ask each of the members of the Cass basketball team to please stand. Once again, congratulations. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you. And it's a double whammy because one of the coaches is also a Florida A&M graduate. So, you know, we have a twofer going on, a twofer, Cass Tech and FAMU. Congratulations again to the students. Thank you all. Thank you to the coaching staff. Congratulations. And we look forward to many more champions. Now that you set the bar, now that we're going to expect this every year. So we look forward to a successful upcoming basketball season as well. Thank you, commissioners, for indulging me and our young people. I think it's important that they see government at work and that they get acknowledged by us who are in government to inspire them to continue the great work that they've done. So again, thank you, young men, and we hope to see you in the future. And once you graduate college, come back and maybe you'll be a commissioner one day. Thank you so much, Coach. Thank you. All right, as they leave, give them a moment. Football, yeah, we did good in football. Yeah, we did really good in football. All right. In the 40s. All right, Madam Clerk, next item, please.
We are moving to reports from committees. Report A is from the Committee on Public Services. There are 10 items listed on pages 2 through 5 of the agenda.
Commissioner Marecki?
Thank you, Madam. Can you hear me? Yeah, thank you, Madam Chair. I'd like to move to receive and file items number 1 and move approval for items 2 through 10, with Commissioner Baker McCormick being the maker of the motion on number 4. And I'm sure that's the first of many.
Moved by Commissioner Marecki, supported by Commissioner Baydun. Any discussion on the public services report? Commissioner Marecki?
Madam Chair, can I make Commissioner Palomera the maker of the motion on number 10?
10, number 6.
Number 6. Oh, I'm
Number 6.
sorry.
Commissioner Palomera, the maker of the
And
motion.
number 10.
On number 6 and 10.
And, okay,
Thank
6
you.
and 10.
Okay. Any further discussion on public services? Madam Clerk, you have the maker of the motions for the various items.
For item number 4, I have Commissioner Baker McCormick, and for 6 and 10, Commissioner Palomera.
And 6.
10.
Yeah.
And 10. Okay, all right. Been moved and supported. Please vote.
Motion carries.
Next item, please.
We're moving to report B from the Committee on Seniors and Veterans Affairs. There are 2 items listed.
Commissioner Kniezek?
Thank you, Madam Chair. Before I move, or maybe after I move, did we want to give an opportunity for Dr. Jackson to introduce himself to the other members of the commission?
Absolutely.
Dr. Jackson, I know is here with us today. The committee recently passed his appointment to be the director of the Senior Services Department. Dr. Jackson, would love to invite you to the podium just to introduce yourself to the other members of the commission, sir.
Morning.
I am William Charles Jackson. Everyone calls me Chuck, Chuck Jackson, but technically I am a doctor. I went to Western Michigan. I'm also a Cass Tech athlete grad. So
Of course
since
you are.
Yes, so since we're supporting Cass Tech, I wanted to say I'm really, really honored to have an opportunity to serve. I've served citizens of Wayne County my entire career, and I would hope to bring to this position the level of commitment, professionalism, and support for our seniors that they certainly are deserving of. So thank you all for this opportunity.
Thank you, Ms. Dr. Jackson. Is there any questions for Dr. Jackson while he's at the podium? Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Madam Chair. And again, a thank you to the administration, Ms. Allen and others who joined Dr. Jackson at his presentation. Just another phenomenal appointee that we're receiving and getting a chance to vote on here. So with that being said, I'd love to move the adoption of the report.
It's been moved and supported by Commissioner Clemente. Again, any discussion on the items under the Senior and Veteran Affairs report? Hearing none, please vote.
Motion carries.
Congratulations, Dr. Jackson. We look forward to your service to Wayne County seniors. Thank you. Next item,
Here on report C from the Committee on Audit, there are 2 items listed.
Commissioner Basham.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I'd like to move those 2 items to receive and file.
Moved and supported by Commissioner Dobb. Any discussion on the audit report?
Madam Chair.
Commissioner Basham.
1 is to receive and file and 2 is for approved. So let me get that corrected. Thank you. Or I'll get them reversed. I'll be right.
Number 1 is to approve and number 2 is to receive and file. Okay, moved and supported. Any discussion on the audit report? We're receiving and filing number 2 and approving number 1. Any discussion? Hearing none, please vote.
Motion carries.
Thank you so much. Next item, please.
We're moving to report D from the Committee on Public Safety, Judiciary, and Homeland Security. There are 14 items listed on pages 6 through 8 of the agenda.
Commissioner Clark Coleman.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I'd like to receive and file items, move to receive and file items 1 through 7 and move approval of items 8 through 14.
Been moved and supported by Commissioner Kinlock. Commissioner Dobb, discussion?
Thank you, Madam Chair. I'd like to hear a little bit about item number 14. The license and location agreement with Dakota Brooks.
Do we have anyone here from?
On here to speak on that?
Sheriff's Department?
Yeah, I don't know. Are you from the Sheriff's Department? Yeah.
Good morning, Benita Terry, Sheriff's Director of Administration.
We could, number 14, give us a background on what that contract entails.
The contract for Dakota Brooks is just coming in to do a filming, a video, R&B rap video. Probably, it won't last more than a day, approximately 4 to 6 hours, I believe. And just coming in to use the infrastructure for the filming. There will not be any interaction with any inmates or any of our employees. We'll have deputies on site to walk them in and walk them out.
All right, thank you. I will be a no vote on item number 14. I feel that this is just unnecessary and inappropriate use of Wayne County facilities. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Excuse me.
Mr. Clark Coleman?
It is no longer a Wayne County facility, or it will not be. This is a Rock Venture facility.
Do you wish me to respond to that? Then I don't know why we're contracting if this is not a Wayne County facility.
Well, until, we move out of it. But thank you. Commissioner Basham?
Thank you, Madam Chair. I'll tell you why I'll be a no vote. We always invite the media to come and do video and movies of Detroit. And the image of Detroit that they're doing, the old Chrysler Center is being tore down, Wayne County jails. That's not the image I want to portray to the rest of the country. I want to portray a better image of the waterfront, Detroit River, downtown Detroit. So these movies and videos that they're taking, in Wayne County, using the old jail, those sorts of things, I'm going to, from now on, I'll start being opposed to it. So I'm going to be opposed to number 14 also. Thank you.
Thank you. Commissioner Colleen?
Chair, I want to clarify the ownership over there. Currently, the county is leasing, I don't know for how much, Frank Murphy and the 2 jails over there, and they are owned by Rock. Why is this contract not being done by Rock if they own the place? What, I don't get the legalities here. Why it's us.
Can our general counsel please respond to that?
I may defer to Corp Counsel, but I will say that the county, you are correct, the county is leasing the building and the county has full control and operation over the control and operations of the facility. But I see Corp Counsel coming and I will gladly turn it over to them.
Well, if I can, for my own counsel, leasing doesn't, is it leasing we're doing, renting, what are we doing?
County is leasing the buildings currently.
Pardon me?
The county has a lease for those spaces currently.
Yeah, we're not the owner.
County is not the owner.
Do you want more information, Commissioner Colleen?
I don't know. Council asked.
Do you?
I don't know. Council asked, Commission,
Did Commission
Corp
Counsel
Counsel
answer
to I don't
your
know if Corp
question, or do
Counsel
you
has
need Corp
anything.
Counsel to answer your question?
I don't know.
What was your question?
My counsel deferred to Corp Counsel, so.
We'll
if
let
they have
Corp Counsel
anything to
give any
add.
information that they'd like to add to that. But I don't know if he knows what your question is, but go ahead, Corp Counsel.
Why is this not being done with the owner of the building?
Carter Fisher with Wayne County Corporation Counsel. Commissioner Queen, as Commission Counsel said, we are leasing the building right now, but are in complete control of the operations. And therefore, this is almost a sublease, acting because we are controlling the operations there. Anyone who would want to film or do anything inside any of the jails does need our permission to do so.
Madam Chair, I'm gonna vote no on this as well. That just, we're having a jail facility with people serving their time or waiting for trial or whatever they're doing. It just doesn't seem right to me at all that we be in there. And I don't even know the nature of what this filming is, but I imagine if they're looking for a jail, it's probably not a love story, but so yeah, I just not wild about the use of a public facility where people are being held, waiting for trial, sentences or whatever. I don't see it doing this in our building. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you, Commissioner
Or in
Baker
Rock's
McCormick.
building, whatever it is.
Thank you, Madam Chair. So what is the nature of the video?
It is a R&B rap video. I don't know full details, but I do know that's the genre.
And is it a positive spin?
It is a
negative?
positive spin. It's nothing, not a negative reflection at Wayne County at all.
And I suspect if it's a video, they're not going to say filmed at Wayne County jail. It is just the
It's just the
aesthetics of the
yes.
building that they're using. Nothing will indicate that it's the Wayne County at all.
Not at all.
It's just that they need that particular location for their video. Okay, any additional questions, Commissioner Clark Coleman?
Madam Chair, I ask all those questions in committee. And I also ask if they would be in, well, first of all, they will not be anywhere near where they're inmates.
Mm-hmm.
That's the first thing. No inmates. They will be ushered in into an area where there are no inmates. The deputies will be right there with them the whole time, making sure that during that, I think it's a 2-hour period, probably less than that. The deputies will also usher them out through an area where they don't run into staff or inmates. So I've asked all those questions.
Thank you, Commissioner. Commissioner Baydun.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I'm going to abstain on item 14.
Thank you, Commissioner. Commissioner Anderson and Commissioner Clemente.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Does the county have final approval on what the product is before it's ready to go, wherever it's going to go?
I do not believe so. I could defer to my counsel for the sheriff's office. I believe he's on Zoom right now. He could speak to that, but I don't believe so. CTS Melton.
Good morning. My name is David Melton, counsel to Wayne County Sheriff. Yes, as part of the contract, we do have control over the final product. I guess just to go back, this is a request from a citizen who wanted to do filming. They just want to use the aesthetics of the Wayne County Jail. It's not to put any mention of this is the Wayne County Jail or that sort of thing. And it is the basis of it from their attorney is like overcoming, personal struggle and that sort of thing. That's the theme of the video. And it's not, there's nothing to disparage law enforcement or anything of that nature.
Madam Chair, I would just say that I would probably, the way it stands right now, I'm not sure what the county has to gain by it, $5,000. That sounds like it. And I'm just concerned that could cause more problems than it's worth dealing with. Thank you.
Thank you. Commissioner Clemente.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I also was in committee. I abstained while in committee to gather some more information because I didn't feel comfortable at the time, and I still do not feel comfortable allowing this to happen. We have not enough sheriffs now, and then escorting people into a facility that might take them away from where they need to be. So I will be a no.
Thank you, Commissioner. Commissioner Kniezek.
Thanks, Madam Chair. Just to change it up for a brief second and then get back to 14. I'd like to be a no on item 10. Have long been opposed to the shot spotter technology. And I'm also going to be a no on item 14, but I want to be crystal clear that it's not because I have an opinion about how the city of Detroit could or should represent itself. And it's certainly not because I believe that if we're going to highlight Detroit, we should only focus on the gentrified parts of it. So I'll just be a no on that, but not for the reasons that my colleagues are pointing out.
Okay, hold on one second, please. Hold, please. Thank you. If it's okay for Commissioner Clark Coleman to take 14 separate. Okay, all right. So let's vote on items 1 through 13. Let us know when the board is ready to vote.
1 through 7 for receive and file. And 8 through 13
for approval.
For approval.
Okay.
Board is now open for voting. Motion carries, and I have Commissioner Kniezek as a no on item number 10.
And on number 14, and before we go into number 14, I just want to make sure commissioners are clear because I think there's a little fogginess. If someone wanted to come film your kitchen, they're just filming your kitchen. They're not talking good or bad about your house. They're not talking good or bad about your neighborhood. They just need a sink and a table and a refrigerator to outline the kitchen that you're filming. That's the analogy I'm going to use for this. The video, they need the aesthetics of what a jail looks like for their video. And as I understand it, it is a positive come up story of showing someone where they've been and then where they're going in a positive spin. So it's not disparaging the city of Detroit, the county of Wayne, our police officers, our sheriffs. It's just that they need what a jail looks like to show where someone has been and then to show where they're going to go. Using the analogy of the kitchen, they just need what it looks like. So that's my 2 cents on item number 14. Commissioner Dobb?
Thank you, Madam Chair. I also, I feel like it's an inappropriate place to film. It's not a movie set. It's not a vacant building. This is a working jail where real people are being held for sentences or for awaiting trial, and they have maybe committed real crimes against real people, and that's the reason why I'm going to be voting no. It's not a kitchen; it is a jail. So I just wanted to say that. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner Kinlock.
Yes, Madam Chair. One thing that I advocated for was the film tax credits. Because when you talk about arts and when you talk about culture and when you talk about a whole industry that's associated with imagination, it is the dreamers that you need to come into a community to bring excitement. This is just utilizing a facade, a facility that is part of our everyday life. This video, from what we were told in committee, for what we're being told now, is a young talent that is going to talk about and utilize this facility to demonstrate how they have changed or endured pains and strife in life in a form of art and utilizing facility. Every place else in this country, places that we call cool and places that we respect, do this because they recognize the importance of art and the examples that's associated with utilization of facilities. I want to send that signal out there again that we're open to the arts, we're open to creativity. And it's not just about the $5,000, but that speaks to our cooperation with supporting arts and imagery and the utilization of the public facilities in a way that is not defaming. It's not defaming because they stated that, and then also they gave up a right from coming from the music and entertainment industry. I would have never given up the right to let you have any control over my creativity, but they chose to do so. So I'm supporting this because it speaks to a broader statement that we support arts and creativity.
Thank you, Commissioner.
Madam Chair, if I could have one follow-up question. Oh, somebody else is waiting.
Got about 3 people, Commissioner. Commissioner Hedges.
Thank you, Madam the Chair. You know, we talk every day about the gun violence. We talk about what's going wrong with our society. Sometimes we find out the message, it's not going loud and clear. Maybe the criminal don't know, some of them don't know what the jail look like. I'm not against showing the jail by any form, film, music, entertainment, that it's probably, in my opinion, gonna show a little bit of a positive thing to the criminal. If you don't behave, it's where you're gonna end up. In the same time, we talk too much about how we use things in form of entertainment or through the media or through public meeting. But I welcome anything that send message loud and clear to the criminal. If you don't behave, it's where you're gonna end up. Maybe this one gonna show the jail, but not strong enough. But at least it's a beginning, show the jail, doesn't matter. To me, the criminal waive their right by being a criminal from any constitutional right. So I don't think I'm sensitive to protect the image of the jail. I'm in fact in support. Send the message by any means. I will support this resolution.
Commissioner Basham.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I'd like to respond to comments made by my brother in front of me, Commissioner Kinloch. A number of years ago, the city of Allen Park wanted to do a school for the film industry and got support from the state of Michigan, who poured a lot of money into that. And also tax credits. And it was everything that, and even support from the Carpenters Union, some others, because they thought those producers would be union producers, so on and so forth. And it was a big deal, a lot of money spent. At the end of the day, less than a year later, they had wasted tons and tons of money. It wasn't about creativity. It was about people that had their vision of getting money from the state and from Allen Park. The guy that was the mayor that pushed this in the city of Allen Park, after that happened, he left the city of Allen Park and moved to a different city. So I can remember back when all that happened, it was all over the papers, it was all in the media, and everybody wanted to support the film industry and all those sorts of things. But when push come to shove, they didn't support themselves. And so anyway, I got a little history on the film industry in Michigan. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner. Commissioner Baker McCormick.
Thank you, Madam Chair. So for me, I'm going to support this item. And I know from my community where I grew up, it can sometimes be considered a rite of passage in the Black community to go to jail. It's fashionable, it's cool. So if this is going to be a spin that is showing them that it's not cool and it's a place that they don't want to be and it's a place that they don't want to go, then I'm all for it. And as the attorney for the sheriff's office stated, we do have a right to review and approve it. So as long as the sheriff and his staff believes that it's a positive spin, I'm for it. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner. Commissioner Anderson.
Thank you. Thank you, Madam Chair. Just to clarify, I'd like to ask the city attorney, our council attorney, our counsel for the commission, do we have that final say on the final product? Not what I hear.
So through the chair to this honorable body, I'm not sure where, we have not located a provision in the contract that gives the county the rights. In fact, the contract states that all the rights to all recordings, video, photographs, and sound recordings would be owned exclusively by the licensee in perpetuity.
Yeah.
And then it talks about how they won't depict the county or the county building for political or religious purposes, nor depict the building or the county in a disparaging manner. But I don't see anything in the contract that says that the county has a right to actually review the end product and have input into the end product. So I'm not sure if we're missing a provision in this, but what I see says that they have sole rights to all recordings, video, photography, and sound recordings that they do. So I'm just not understanding where that provision is that would allow the county to review it.
Mr. Milton.
Yes, that was something I recall that we discussed that was supposed to be in the contract. I can take a look at the contract right now and just a couple of moments, get back to you very shortly on that.
Thank you. Commissioner Killeen.
Sure. You know, in just a matter of a few months here, hopefully, all of the residents of Division II will move to the new criminal justice complex. And at that point, Rock Financial has, or Rock whatever company, has total control of that building. And instead of us jumping through all these hoops, if they wait a couple of months, they can do a contract with Rock and it's a vacant building and it's no longer a public building. To me, that's the simple way. I do not like the idea of doing this in a public facility, as I've stated before. So thank you. I think there's an easier way to do this.
Commissioner Clark Coleman.
Thank you, Madam Chair. And I have to say that when it was first brought to my attention, I did have some reservations, but all of my questions were answered to my satisfaction. But I just want to say that often we have to go where the people are. The ones that we want to influence, we have to, it's a video that young people will probably look at. And if you're going to influence young people about the perils of their bad actions, then you look to the methods that you use to reach young people. And if this is going to be a film that talks to them about the perils of breaking the law, then why would we want to hold back young filmmakers, hip hop artists who speak their language and who does what and who will listen to them before they'll listen to you or me or any of the rest of us. So based on that, I do see a positive spin on this. The positive spin is that they want to get to the people who commit the crimes, and maybe convince them before they do it that it's not a nice place for you to be at. So whatever is the pleasure of the commission, I have no problem with it. That was just how I viewed it. So young filmmakers who want to use as Commissioner Kinloch said, a facade to demonstrate a point and get that point to the people that we most want to influence. So that's it. That's my last take on it.
Point of order, Madam Chair. Kniezek,
Oh, yes, sir.
I'd love to call the question, please.
Well, guess what? Commissioner Coleman was the last speaker. So.
Timing is excellent.
so thank you. So, okay, $5,000 revenue contract, not a lot of money, but I guess the bigger picture for me is the young people who are in this industry trying to do something with their lives, making a video. And we always say we want to encourage young people to do things creatively. And this is them trying to do something creatively. It'll probably be 3 seconds that we'll see. You know, we look at a whole video, you only see smidgets. So it'll probably be about this much that we'll see of the jail. And it's unfortunate that it looks like the votes are there to deny these young people from their creativeness to have Wayne County, and they probably won't deal with Wayne County anymore after this. But I will ask now that we vote.
Fails.
Thank you. And again, when we talk about young people doing things and they try to do things, they don't get support from the adults in the room. That's a pretty sad day. Next item, please.
Absolutely.
Report E from the Committee on Government Operations. There are 6 items listed on pages 8 through 10 of the agenda.
Commissioner Dobb.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Oh, there we go. I'd like to move item number 1 for receive and file and items number 2 through 6 for approval.
Been moved by Commissioner Dobbs, supported by Commissioner Colleen. Any discussion on the government operations report? Any discussion? Hearing none, please vote.
Motion carries.
Thank you. Let's stay on page 10 for the upcoming meetings.
Upcoming meetings.
Okay, upcoming meetings, please note the upcoming meetings. Thursday, May 18th, benefit staff meeting, that's today at 12:30. And then note the meetings for next week. If there are any changes, please let the clerk know. Next item?
You're moving to new business?
Yes.
We have 4 items listed on the agenda and 4 items listed on the agenda under new business. Item number 1 is requesting commission approval of the appointment of Hassan Sheikh to the position of Director of the Department of Economic Development.
Ms. Allen.
Good morning. I'm Janelle Allen, Chief Operating Officer with the County Executive's Office. I'd first like to begin by thanking the full board for your unanimous support for our appointment of Dr. Chuck Jackson to serve as our Senior Services Director. Also for your recent support for our Chief Deputy Financial Officer, Robert Whittigan, who you'll be meeting or hearing from later today, as well as I'm going to be introducing the Chief Financial Officer, which by charter did not come before you for approval, but we'll be presenting him. And you may ask that we have it with Hassan Sheikh. We also will be having an Economic Development Deputy Director being presented for your approval as well. And you may ask, how are we able to attract top talent in this very competitive market? And especially when just in the near distant past, we were in survival mode as a county. But through sound decisions, prudent sound decisions, and the dedication of our legacy workforce, we have moved to beyond revival, and we are now looking at thriving. And while I will tell you, I do not wear rose-colored glasses. In fact, my tint is blue. I would say that I'm a realist, but I think that what we see now is that this county is a precious gem in our state. And while we have a number of challenges still be ahead of us, we see them as opportunities. And our top talent recruits see these as opportunities as well. And I also need to mention that for your unanimous support of Dr. Abdul El-Sayed, who has just hit the ground running and knocked it out the park in bringing our health department, as well as our entire services, and I call the health department the circle of life, where we have prenatal services all the way up into including death with the morgue, has just hit the ground running. How have we gotten this top talent? Because we are a precious gem. And we have the talent who are committed to come restoring us to the glory and the true value. And Mr. Sheikh is part of that top talent team. And while I know you have met him, some of you may not know that he has spent the bulk of his career in public and nonprofit sectors with the wealth of experience in economic development. Hassan was first hired to join our team as the Director of External Affairs in the County Executive's Office. And when the need unexpected came to fill the role of the Economic Development Director, he was the first that came to mind, and he stepped up and agreed to do so. And at that time, again, he has an economic development background, but he wanted to evaluate, is that where he did want to focus again? And so we thought we needed him in that role. So that's why he started as interim, and it was for him to kind of try it on and see if this is what he wanted to do. And he has performed phenomenally. Prior to this, Hassan's previous role in the arena of economic development was with the city of Dearborn, where he served as Director of Economic and Community Development. And prior to that, he served as the city of Hamtramck's Director of Community and Economic Development and as the office manager for Hamtramck's Department of Public Services. He has proven to be a very strong and collaborative leader, and we are very excited to have him join the team. So with that, I present Hassan Sheikh.
Right, Hassan, come on and speak to us, please.
Thank you for the kind words, Janelle. I truly appreciate that. Good morning. Interim Director of Economic Development at the current moment, Hassan Sheikh. Hopefully after this conversation, I can change that introduction there. So first off, good morning. I would like to thank County Executive Mr. Warren C. Evans for this opportunity to serve in this role. It's an incredible role and it's an incredible opportunity, and I'm delighted. I would also like to give a special thank you to our Deputy County Executive, Asad Turfi, as well as our Deputy Chief of Staff, Stephen Grady Mohammed, as well as Janelle Allen. It has been an absolute wonderful experience and a pleasure to work with these fine folks over the last couple of months. I would like to thank all the Wayne County employees and all the other directors and deputy directors that I've also had the pleasure to interact with over the last couple of months as well. It's been a wonderful experience. I would like to thank the staff of the entire Economic Development Department over the last couple of months for their diligent and tireless work as we've hit the ground running and got a lot of things in order for you all to take a look at. Last but not least, I would like to thank this body. Over the last couple of months, it's been an absolute pleasure to work with each and every one of you, get to know each and every one of you. And I would like to say that it's a wonderful time when you see a body so committed to the county as you all are. I'm looking forward to our continued partnership to serve the residents of Wayne County as well. Economic development is a passion of mine. It's a true passion. Mr. Evans has a vision for economic development that is equitable, sustainable, and transformative. I grew up as an athlete. I played football, basketball, I ran track. I've been a part of a lot of teams. I've coached as well. I've been a part of some bad teams. I've been a part of some good teams. When you're on a bad team, you know you're about to lose a lot of games. You get that vibe in the locker room. And you also get the vibe when you're on a good team that this team can do some great things. Mr. Evans has put together a winning team here. And it is an absolute thrill, a blessing, and an incredible opportunity to be a part of this team. And I'm just extremely grateful for this opportunity to serve the residents of Wayne County. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. And you have been doing an absolutely phenomenal job in the short time that you've been here. And we look forward to your continued leadership in the Economic Development Department. I have a few questions. Commissioner Sam Baidoun.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I just want to say that I had several opportunities to work with Hassan when he was in the city of Dearborn. He's very competent and efficient, and I'm looking forward for many years to work with you here in Wayne County, and you have my full support, Hassan.
Thank you for your kind words, Commissioner.
Commissioner Marecki.
Thank you, Madam Chair. And I've really enjoyed working with you the last few months, Hassan. When you came into this position, of course, the ARPA money is the big focus right now. And after that settles down a bit, I'm assuming part of economic development is going to be working with businesses and trying to bring businesses into Wayne County. Am I correct?
Absolutely. So with economic development, we look at business attraction and retention, and whether that be small business, medium-sized business, or the big box, right? As well as which areas of business suit each communities and see what the communities want, what they need, making sure that it's interactive, and that we're truly providing the best possible service that the residents deserve, that the business communities deserve, that the development community deserves as well.
And I know you've vocalized and you've met some of the leaders in the communities, and you want that close connection with their planning people and the mayors and the township supervisors. So I appreciate that, because I think that's very important to continue this in Wayne County and make it an attractive thing for businesses, because then our tax money goes up as well. So thank you. I will, of course, be voting for you.
Thank you, Commissioner.
Additional discussion? We have a motion by Commissioner Hados and support by Commissioner Basham for the approval of Hassan Sheikh to be our Department of Economic Development Director. Any further discussion? Hearing none, please vote. Congratulations, sir.
Thank you, Commissioners.
Thank you so much. Congratulations. Next item.
Item number 2 is requesting commission approval of the appointment of Mark Crane to the position of Deputy Director of the Department of Economic Development.
Hassan Sheikh, Director of Economic Development. I appreciate you all. That was quick. Again, good morning. This body has done an incredible job over the last couple months. We've been able to work together. I want to add to what Janelle Allen spoke of. Our opportunity here to attract and retain talent, the culture change that starts from top to bottom, right? Mr. Evans has done an incredible job of creating a workplace culture that allows us to go out and attract top tier talent. When I took over this department in the interim role, taking a look at what our needs were, I assessed that we needed a deputy director here in the department. And I put the feelers out into the economic development community of who you would serve in this role. And Mr. Mark Crane came highly recommended. It just shows to us that we have so much talent locally, but also when I heard his name being recommended, it was wonderful because I've also had the opportunity and the pleasure to have worked with him on numerous projects in the past as well. So I've seen his skill set up close, and I know that he's up to the job. Mr. Crane's career has been in the arena of nonprofit and focus on economic and community development and revitalization of neighborhoods. He has a tremendous professional background, being the executive director and the founder of Dream of Detroit. He also served in the capacity of the chief of member experience, mobile innovation and director, and the campaign director for Move On and Remote. He has led numerous advocacy campaigns, established many departments when it comes to process, when it comes to the most efficient ways of moving on things, and has also developed and implemented a $20 million program for different organizations, right? He's also served as a board member for the Engage Foundation, the Rethink Media, as well as the Detroit Justice Center. He holds a bachelor's degree in political science, as well as African American studies from Northwestern University. With that, I am pleased to present the candidate for Deputy Director of Economic Development for Wayne County for your consideration and approval. He is with us today, standing right before you to address and answer any questions that you all may have.
Welcome, Mr. Crane. Would you like to address the commission at this time?
Thank you, Madam Chairwoman and Commissioners. It's an honor to be here with you all today. I'll be very brief. I'm very grateful to my friend here, Hassan Sheikh, and to County Executive Warren C. Evans and the entire administration for the opportunity to serve in this role. Native-born Detroiter, I've spent my entire life being committed to the residents of this city, and I'm excited to be able to serve the entire county at a greater scale. As Hassan mentioned, I have a background in community development. Last week, I was awarded the Leader of the Year award by the Community Economic Development Association of Michigan. Last year, one of Enterprise Community Development's Impactful 40 at their 40th anniversary. This is work that I love doing. This is work that I've committed my life to. And again, the opportunity to serve at a greater level, serving all the people of Wayne County is an honor that I look forward to. So I'm happy to take any questions. But again, thank you for this opportunity.
Thank you. We have a motion by Commissioner Kinlock and second by Commissioner Hayes to speak. Commissioner Marecki.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Good afternoon. I would have actually gotten a hold of you before, but I just saw your resume this morning. And like Hassan said, you're a community organizer, nonprofit, affordable housing, Move On. Do you have any, and I know you have a very long resume, impressive resume. Do you have background in attracting businesses and working with businesses? Or, and this might be for you too, or are you taking economic development into another area that we haven't really worked on before?
I wouldn't say I'm taking us into another area, and I'll keep it short and ask Mr. Sheikh to finish the answer, but my background is in community development especially, but beyond that, my background is in building organizations. I've been building companies, nonprofits, departments, divisions for half my life. And the expectation is that I'm going to come in and help make sure that we're running the most efficient department, the most effective department, that I'm going to certainly have an internal focus, but also be able to support us out in the field. You know, I'm excited about economic development work, and you know, I think that you'll see that I'm a quick learner and focus on innovation and bringing creativity.
Absolutely. I think Mark put it well. Looking at Mark's resume and what we needed in the department, why I assessed we needed a deputy, we needed somebody that was internal facing. And when it comes to looking at process and building up departments, building up organizations, Mark is at the top of a lot of people's list, as displayed by his recent award by CEDAM as Leader of the Year. We want him to come in and help us make sure that, you know, a lot of the issues that we talked about, that, you know, coming in, we're turning over every stone, we're finding things. We're turning over every stone, we're finding things. How can we make sure we're addressing that to put it towards the fact that we are operating the most efficient and the most productive department that we can possibly produce? And that is what we are bringing him in to help us make sure that we're doing.
Okay, so in the past, I mean, you're new and you can do what you want. Economic development has focused on the businesses, of course, the COVID stuff, you know, and the help with the businesses. So is there any other direction this department is taking now, or are you following the same type course, or?
So we will be working underneath the vision of economic development that Mr. Evans has. And that vision is transformative. So not only are we going to make sure that our in-house is put together, that will allow us to operate outhouse, right? And externally making sure that we're attracting and retaining, focusing on business, whether it's small business, also making sure that we're, you know, again, communicating with the communities and seeing what opportunities there may be, whether that be at the local level, state level, or even attracting on the federal level, right? And international. So no, that's definitely at the top, utmost importance, but we're also looking at the newest practices in economic development and where economic development will be going over the next 10 to 20 years, and making sure that we're ahead of that pack, and that we're not the ones following, but we're the ones setting the bar and leading us into the future.
Okay. All right, thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you. Any additional comments or questions? Hearing none, let us please vote.
Carries.
Thank you so much, and welcome, sir. Congratulations.
Thank you, Commissioners.
Congratulations to both of you.
Thank you, Commissioners.
Madam Clerk, I'd like to go to the addenda, the reports from Committee on Health and Human Services, please.
Absolutely. We are moving to the addenda report F from the Committee on Health and Human Services. There are 7 items listed.
Commissioner Baker McCormick.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I'd like to receive and file item number 1, items 2 through 7, move approval. And if they're item number 6, if the appointments or anyone from or of the 2 appointees, they want to say a few words. I don't know if you have.
This is
Are we open to that?
The SUD oversight policy. I don't know if they're here or not.
Okay.
But,
If not,
if they
then
are
I move
here,
these
they can
items.
come to the podium. They're not.
Madam Chair, this is Brooke Blackwell, Chief of Staff and Vice President of Government Operations from Detroit Wayne.
Hey, Brooke.
Hello there.
Hello.
My apologies for not being there in person. Thank you so much for having me. I can speak to the appointment or reappointments in consideration for Ms. Margot Martin and Jim Perry. They both have served on our SUD Oversight Policy Board for several years now. Ms. Margot Martin currently is with us from the Detroit Rescue Mission. She has been there for just about 16 years. She has a substance use background for just close to 30 years. Also working with the Salvation Army and Project Life Methadone Clinic. And even as dating as far back as working with Herman Kiefer, for those of you who go back that far. And also working with Mr. Jim Perry, working in our Downriver Community Conference, working in the Downriver areas both Mr. Perry and Ms. Martin the contributions to our SUD Oversight Policy Board. Obviously, so much going on in our behavioral health communities right now. Mental health is at the forefront right now. Obviously, being in the middle of May being Mental Health Awareness Month, we have so many of our population right now in Wayne County who are dealing with mental health issues. Having members of this board being tuned in to the struggles of people that are dealing with behavioral health issues, having their contributions being part of this body is absolutely apparent. So their contributions to this body are definitely something that we would love to continue, and having their voice, having their connections in the community, having the longstanding relationships have definitely been beneficial to us and to the people that we serve. And we would appreciate your consideration for their reappointments.
Thank you, Brooke. We have a request to speak from Commissioner Kniezek.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I'd like to be the maker of the motion on number 4, and I would like to abstain on number 5.
And the agenda, the item was moved by Commissioner Baker McCormick and supported by Commissioner Killeen. Is there any discussion on the Health and Human Services report? Any additional discussion? Any additional discussion on the Health and Human Services report? Do you have anything to add, Commissioner Baker McCormick? Okay, all right, please vote.
Motion carries, and I have Commissioner Kniezek as the maker of the motion on item number 4 and an abstention by Commissioner Kniezek on item number 5.
Item G.
We're moving to report G from the Committee on Ways and Means. There are 3 items listed.
Commissioner Kinlock.
Thank you, Madam Chair. At this time, I would like to recognize, with your permission, Ms. Janelle Allen, who is the Chief Operating Officer for Wayne County, as well as CFO John Wallace and Chief Deputy CFO Rob Whittigan.
For item number 1, sir.
Yes, item number 1. Each of these items are associated with each other.
1 and 2.
Yes.
Okay, all right, Ms. Allen.
Hello again. I'm actually our Chief Deputy Financial Officer, Rob Whittigan, and our new CFO are going to present on the 2 items. But I know that arrangements are being made for our CFO, John Wallace. He just started to be 3 weeks tomorrow, and I know arrangements are being made for each of you to meet him individually. So I would like to just briefly give a summary of his background, another member of the recruited top talent that we have been so successful in bringing on our team. Mr. Wallace has over 20 years of experience as a financial professional, serving in leadership roles in government and corporate finance and accounting, internal and external audit, compliance, management consulting, and startups. He comes to us from the city of Detroit, where he served as the Chief Financial Officer for Public Infrastructure, which includes the Department of Transportation, Department of Public Works, municipal parking, and the airport, with a combined adopted budget of approximately $330 million, where he also directed a finance team of 28 salaried and hourly staff. Before that, he served as the regional controller for Delaware North Companies, a sports service company, and a company I'm actually familiar with because they operate concessions at our Detroit Metro Airport. A national company where he directed all financial and reporting functions related to premium dining, concessions, and retail for the Western region, which included 18 stadium and arena locations. There, he also oversaw a budget of about $300 million. Before that, he served as the CFO and Vice President of Finance for the MGM Grand Hotel and Casino, as well as the Executive Director of Finance and Compliance Officer. He started his career in the audit field, where he started as a staff auditor with Arthur Anderson. He also served as a lead internal auditor with the General Motors Corporation, as well as in auditing with MGM Grand. He has a Master of Accountancy from the University of Mississippi and a Bachelor of Business Administration with the focus on accounting from Jackson State University. So with that, I present Mr. Whittigan and Mr. Wallace.
Welcome, gentlemen.
Thank you. Good morning. My name is John Wallace again. Thank you for the introduction, Janelle. Look forward to working with this body, this honorable body, and meeting everyone individually and serving the residents in the county. With that, I'll turn it over to Robert to present the ARPA item. Thank you.
Good morning. Rob Whittigan, Chief Deputy Financial Officer. Thank you for your time today. So considering the uncertain economic climate surrounding the debt ceiling, the county has vetted reallocating the remaining unobligated SLRF dollars into eligible category 6.1, which is called revenue replacement, to reimburse already incurred costs from March 3rd, 2021. We currently have approximately $190.3 million in what's considered unobligated SLRF dollars. By reserving these dollars in our assigned fund balance, these funds cannot be used without appropriation by the commission. With this allocation, we'll do two things. One, obligate the funds by the 2024 deadline that's set forth in the U.S. Treasury rules. And two, what is considered spend the funds by the 2026 deadline that is outlined in the U.S. Treasury rules. So in a nutshell, this ensures that Wayne County safeguards its remaining SLRF dollars or SLRF funds and allows the county flexibility to spend the $190.3 million on our own timeline. So basically, in conclusion, this keeps the spirit of ARPA alive. Both batch 1 and 2 of the projects are still in place, and batch 3 projects are still going through the same process. Nothing changes. All are still under consideration. So now I'll open up. We also have our budget director here for any questions on the budget amendment and corp counsel for any questions on the legalities of this. Thank you.
All right, starting off with questions. Vice Chair Pro Tem Layden.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Thank you for the presentation. So with this move, we will ensure that this $190 million will not go back to the federal government if they ask for it.
Correct. That is the goal. Yes.
Okay. And you mentioned that we have to allocate this money by the end of 2024. Is that the deadline to allocate?
Yeah. So if you do nothing at all, U.S. Treasury requires you to obligate these funds by 2024. So as in enter into contracts, IGAs, you know, they're basically designated where they're going. And then by 2026, the dollars have to be out the door and gone. And in theory, I mean, U.S. Treasury is still providing clarity on this, but in theory, if that's not done by 2026, if we don't spend the dollars, they go back to the U.S. government.
So I'm assuming, legally speaking, you have done your due diligence where the county is not going to be on the hook or liable or in breach or default. This $190 million somehow will be protected by Wayne County to be allocated next year, hopefully.
Yes, that is correct. Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner Kinlock.
Yes, I also wanted to state that in the Ways and Means meeting, we had a lot of discussion and questions regarding why the action was taking place. We also got clarity and requested for an actual copy of the opinion from our corp counsel and the external counsel as well. I was advised by our commission counsel that she has received the actual opinions. And so we are on sound legal standing based on the communication and advice from the corp counsel.
Any questions on the items on the Ways and Means report, specifically 1 and 2? Any questions on what is being presented to us today? Commissioner Killeen.
Chair, and the committee chair just characterized, but I'd like to hear directly from Commission Counsel on her opinion of handling the $190 million this way.
Counsel.
Through the chair to this honorable body, as indicated in committee and what Commissioner Kinlock just indicated, I've had several conversations with Corporation Counsel. They've provided some extensive information with regards to the act and the rules. I also received a copy of the legal opinion from Corp Counsel and the concurring opinion from outside counsel. And while I am not an ARPA expert, I do not purport to be an ARPA expert. I will say that the information I was provided makes sense to me. But again, not being an ARPA expert, I am relying on Corporation Counsel and outside counsel, and they have an obligation to protect the interests of the county. I believe that they're doing that in this instance, and I have no particular concerns at this time.
Thank you, counsel. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you. Any additional questions for our CFO and Deputy CFO and Budget Director? Any questions? Commissioner Kinlock, are you moving the entire report?
Yes, I am, Madam Chair.
Okay, is there a motion to move the Ways and Means report? Moved by Commissioner Kinlock, supported by Commissioner Baidoon. One more time, any questions on these items? Hearing none, please vote. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, gentlemen. All right, back to new business number 3.
Item number 3 is requesting commission approval of a license and location agreement between the Charter County of Wayne and Luis Martinez, not to exceed $10,000 to film scenes for a movie trailer at Division 2 Jail.
Hold, please. Anita? Or Corp Counsel?
Good morning, Sue Homu, Deputy Corporation Counsel. We're going to withdraw this matter for today and amend the contract and resubmit it for approval.
Okay, hold on a second. My counsel has. Okay, would you like to also withdraw the previous item under public safety as well?
So,
yes.
Yes.
Yes. Okay, thank you.
Yes,
All
thank
right, those also, just for clarification for the body, the motion was to approve, I'm going back to public safety. The motion was to approve the item 14. It failed. So we would have two things. Either they could withdraw the item from the agenda or we would vote to reject. We're accepting their withdrawal of the item so that is disposed of. And they may come back, it may not come back, but they're withdrawing that item 14 and they're withdrawing item number 3. Am I correct, counsel?
That is correct.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Mhm.
And I suspect number 3, once there's further discussion, if you bring it back, it will go to public safety. All right, thank you. All right, and I'm gonna put a couple of 2 cents in. I know it's withdrawn, but I'm the chair, so I'm gonna take this liberty. Item number 3 is a movie video trailer, again, to be filmed in Division 2. We do not have a policy against filming any movies in our facilities. Therefore, these items came before us. The persons involved in these items, this is their livelihood, making videos, making movies. Just like our livelihood is on the commission. Because we don't even have any policy saying that it is not and cannot be done, they came to us with these ideas. They gave their time, their money. For this particular one, item 3, they've been working on this since January, back and forth to make sure that the contract was acceptable to the county. I think it's unfair that we have people jump through hoops for 6 months and then to say no when we have no policy against filming at the health department, the county commission building, which many people do film in the Guardian building or any of our other facilities. So if this is something that we want to not do, we need to put it in writing so that we won't waste people's time in going back and forth trying to do business with Wayne County.
Money.
That's my 2 cents on that. All right, next item, please.
Item number 4 is requesting commission approval of the following appointments to the Wayne County Women's Commission. the appointment of Commissioner Melissa Daub, the appointment of Melody Hines, and the appointment of Cynthia Douglas.
Support.
Okay, is there a motion for item number 4?
Me.
Me, okay, me. But you were too late for the draw. So Commissioner Halos is the motion maker. Commissioner Clemente is the second. And again, these are appointments to the Wayne County Commission, Wayne County Women's Commission. Thank you, Commissioner Clemente. Thank you, Commissioner Anderson, for your appointments today. And Cynthia Douglas, who was prior on the commission prior, is on there again. She was exceptional on the first term. Look forward to having her on this new term. It's been moved and supported. Are there any questions to this item? Any questions, discussion on item number 4? Hearing none, please vote.
Motion carries.
Okay, thank you. Next item, please.
We're moving to testimonial resolutions and certificates of appreciation. There are 7 items listed on the agenda and 1 on your addenda.
Okay, is there a motion? Moved by Vice Chair Pro Tem Baydoun, supported by Commissioner Basham. All of the Cass Tech basketball players' names are listed here. Again, so proud of them. Any discussion on testimonials and certificates of appreciation? Hearing none, please vote.
Motion carries.
Okay, next item, please.
We're moving to memoriams. There are 3 names listed.
Okay, let us also please add the name Calandra Green. She was the Public Health Director for Oakland County, who unfortunately fell victim of a murder suicide. So we want to make sure that we keep all of the employees of Oakland County and of course her family in our prayers as they go through this most difficult time. And there are 3 other names here listed. Are there any other names to be added? Commissioner Palomero.
Thank you, Madam. Thank you, Madam Chair. I would also like to add the name of Alphonse Lucarelli. Many of you know Al. He was the past managing partner of Ernst & Young. He was also very involved in the Detroit Regional Chamber, was the founder and first chairman of the Detroit Regional Partnership. For the last 15 or 20 years has been the beloved life partner of my neighbor, Wally Prechter. He was a resident of Groseal, and Al passed away 4 days ago. There will be no public service, but just keep Al and the Prechter family in your thoughts and prayers. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner. So sorry for your loss. Thank you. Commissioner Clemente.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I'd like to add Pastor Gary Shipling of Blessed Hope Church in Lincoln Park to the list. He was quite a force in our religious community, and it was an unexpected loss. So thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner. Commissioner Marecki.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I'd like to, because we failed to do this in time, add the name of Nick Gilbert. And I did drop off a resolution to the business to Rock, and they were going to give it to the family. He's the son of Dan and Jennifer Gilbert, and I wanted to make sure that was in the record. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Any additions to memoriams? Hearing none, let's please stand for a moment of silence. Thank you so much. And again, we want to just keep in prayers those persons who we've lost to gun violence since our last meeting 2 weeks ago. Keep their families in our prayers. Next item, Madam Clerk.
Public comments.
There are none. I'm sorry, there are none. I'm sorry. Yes, there are some. Anybody on Zoom wish to make public comments to this body? Okay, we have a Zoom public comment. Go ahead at this time.
You forgot about me. That's on Zoom.
Oh, hey, Robert. We can never forget about you, sir.
You never can. Good afternoon, commissioners. Robert Pulowski representing the Wayne County Commission Youth Council of District 15, Joseph Palomera. Well, former member as of yesterday. Just a few updates, and I know Commissioner Baker McCormick is going to touch on this during announcements. So we had our 3 events that were hosted over the last 3 weeks. First off, we're going to start with our cleanup day. We went on 8 Mile in Greenfield on May 6th at 10 a.m. to clean up Detroit. Now, this was one of our big efforts and one of Commissioner Baker McCormick's great efforts to clean up the city of Detroit. We started at her home office off of James Cozen's, made our way up to the northwest portion of Greenfield and made our loop towards the Comstock Park. And we ended off there. Wonderful day. We picked up a lot of trash off the street, including glass items, from a variety of nails, a lot of stuff that was, shouldn't be on our street and should be in trash cans. Walking out with, I think, close to 10 to 15 bags. So it was a really good day, and we made a big difference on Commissioner Baker McCormick's district in the city of Detroit. Our second event, we had our Tigers game for the Youth Council on the 13th, just to gather unfortunately, this is my first and last term being on the commission, and I wish all of our members that'll be returning and our seniors the best of luck going forward in their careers, and just to see them hopefully end up on Washington one day. But thank you for the time on the Youth Commission, Commissioner Baker McCormick. It's been an honor to be working with you and your staff on the commission and some of our members. It's been truly an experience, and I look forward to the future of Wayne County and watching young leaders aspire out of this county and the city of Detroit. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you, Robert. And we have a special acknowledgement from your Commissioner, Joseph Palomera.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Robert, I want to thank you for your service. As the members know, Robert has been a regular participant in our meetings for a few years now. And in September of this year, Robert will be enlisting in the Marines, where he will deploy and serve our country in that capacity. I'm sure he hopes to have Zoom access to our meetings when he's in basic training, so he can keep tabs on us. Robert, thank you again for your service and good luck in the Marines.
All right. Commissioner Clark Coleman.
And I'm sure that Commissioner Basham will mentor him during the whole time.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you, Robert. Do we have any other public comments on Zoom? Any additional public comments on Zoom? On the telephone? In the chambers? Anyone public comments in the chambers? And any emails? Okay, Madam Clerk, go ahead.
Email is from Anthony Plessia. Dear Commissioners, the World Health Organization is adopting amendments to the international health regulations that are intended to cede control of national, state, and local pandemic measures to itself. For example, it changes the IHR regulation from non-binding to mandatory instructions that member states undertake to follow and implement. It also sets up surveillance processes in all states and enables the WHO to share country data without consent. Will you stand up to this illegal power grab by the WHO? Will you refuse to enforce it? The Biden administration wants to proclaim that they will supersede local and state laws, but the reality is these amendments violate our Constitution. For example, the aforementioned surveillance processes violate the Fourth Amendment. As such, the regulations themselves are unconstitutional and cannot be enforced. For that matter, any international regulation, treaty, or court that violates any provision of our Constitution is unconstitutional.
Thank you. Any additional public comments for the last time? Okay, hearing none. Thank you. Next item.
Reconsiderations.
As I stated earlier, we're going to have co-sponsors for the bike resolution. If you'd like to co-sponsor the bike resolution by Commissioner Clemente, we will do so once the board is open for co-sponsors.
Board is now open for co-sponsors.
Co-sponsors for the biking resolution? Going once? Going twice? I want to co-sponsor the biking resolution, going 3 times. All right, thank you so much. All right, next item, please.
Remarks by members.
Let me first recognize a big birthday coming up. Commissioner Ray Basham on May 24th will be celebrating another year around the sun. So happy birthday, Commissioner. Make sure you bring cake for us for your birthday. Thank you. And then also, I'm so honored that although Cass is in my heart, I have other schools in my heart as well. And Pershing High School is one of them, because that's the school that my father attended, where our very own Commissioner Irma Clark Coleman is in the Pershing Hall of Fame. So we want to acknowledge her for her dedication to public service over the years. So that is such an honor to have the school recognize her as one of their all-stars. So congratulations, Commissioner, for that. That is such an honor. So are there remarks by members? Commissioner Anderson.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I just wanted to, despite the fact that he's harboring a skunk in his office, wish Ray a happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Commissioner.
No one gets that unless they've been in his office, I guess.
No,
But,
no, I get
but
it.
anyway, it's a stuffed.
A stuffed skunk is in Commissioner Basham's office.
It's a stuffed skunk, just to relieve everyone's anxiety. But anyway, I just want to take the opportunity while we've been sitting here and going through our agenda. I just received word that my granddaughter, a sophomore, and I know this is going to make Joey very happy, Commissioner Palomera. She's a sophomore at Michigan State University and made the dean's list. And she expects to complete her, and we're anxious for her to be able to do that, complete her undergrad degree in 3.5 years and move on to med school. Needless to say, we're all very proud of her.
Congratulations. That is awesome. 3.5 years. Very congratulations to the family. I know you're very happy for that.
Thank you.
Commissioner Palomera.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Congratulations to her. And that's not a list I visited very often. So congratulations. Earlier in the meeting, their reasonable people disagreed on an issue, and it was a tough issue. And it involved the Sheriff's Department, the Commission, and I'm tangentially a little bit the administration. I understood why that vote went 6-6-2. But also earlier this week, the administration and the Sheriff's Department, the Commission was involved in a workshop training. And the uptick of that came from a recommendation from our chair to have security at our meetings. They're here. And I'm hoping, going to be here in the future. And I just want to thank you for being here and appreciate your presence.
Yes,
thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner. We are so glad that you're here, but on the flip side, it's unfortunate that you have to be here based on the climate in our country these days. So, but thank you for your service, and we look forward to seeing you every first and third Thursday. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much for your service. Vice Chair Pro Tem Baydun.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I'm sorry I couldn't be here on Tuesday. I was hosting my second annual senior conference in Dearborn. It was a great event. Commissioner Palomera stopped by since he shares Allen Park with me right now. We had about 300 seniors, and Charlie Langton was the main speaker. He was very funny. He came back and he did a story on Martha Stewart being on the cover of Sports Illustrated, and he got the reaction of the seniors. I invited him to come to the commission, so he might ask you for your reaction in the next meeting. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you, and congratulations on the successful event, sir. Commissioner Clark Coleman.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Both you and Joey stole my thunder. I was going to recognize that we have the Sheriff's Department, but I just also would like to say that our sheriff is on the case. We had this discussion at the meeting on Tuesday, the active shooter meeting on Tuesday. And I had just gotten in my car and I was driving away and I got a call from the sheriff. The sheriff, he had been informed that his name was brought up here at the meeting. And he wanted me to know, first of all, he was not truly aware that we weren't still having the sheriffs over here, the deputies over here for the meetings. That's the first thing. But he also assured me that he was on it. Now, those are his words. He said, I'm on it. I'm going to make sure that my commissioners, all 15 of them, are safe, and that henceforth, they will be there every time we have a commission meeting. So I wanted to give kudos to our sheriff for being on the case and having 2 officers there to make sure that all 15 commissioners are safe. And the general public.
And Felicia.
Yes, the sheriff is on it. He is a great guy, and of course, under my direction, he wanted to make sure that we have people here and we understand how important it is. So I want to thank him again for that, because we were in several conversations to make this happen today and henceforth going forward. Commissioner Basham.
Thank you, Madam Chair. And I would hope that the sheriff and the administration would be on it, making sure that the sheriffs are safe. Working at Henry Ford Sheriff's Facility, getting requests turned down by the sheriff, 2 of them, to get the mold out of the Henry Ruff building. And I don't care if it's the administration or the sheriff, we're not, as a county, maintaining our buildings and keeping employees safe. And some of those employees are sheriffs too. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Any additional remarks by members? Any additional remarks by members? All right, Commissioner Kadizik.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Yeah, I just wanted to share a kudos. I don't sit on Ways and Means, and I was very fortunate to receive a call from Eddie Fakuri earlier this week, and was able to walk me through what had taken place at Ways and Means. It was, I guess, potentially a little spicy at times.